Yeah.
Chicka, chicka.
Yeah.
Kill Bill and Rev. We don't suck. Ooh. I'm a fire in my laser. Laser. That's fuck yeah, dude. That was so filthy. That song was filthier than sucking Hitler's dick from the back.
Dude, that's filthier than, like fingering your dad, and he been dead for years.
And it turns out that he was also like fucking not a very cool person. It was real gross.
That song is filthier than like wiping your ass with one ply of toilet paper, not even looking at how much you grabbed, and then like pulling your pants up, walking out, and then just eating feces off the floor.
Yo, that song is filthier than going down to a diner and just shitting yourself, and people say, yo, what's that smell? And you'd be like, I don't know, I smell it too. You say it. Actually, you're the first person. You shit yourself in a diner and go, what's that smell? That's how filthy. And then you keep on eating. You just keep on eating like it ain't nothing, and you smell the shit.
That song is filthier than when you finally start separating the compost trash from the rest of your trash, and you put a new bucket for compost trash under your sink in like a little compartment, but you forget about it, and only your partner keeps putting stuff in the compost bin. Then she goes away on a holiday, and so you haven't thrown it away in weeks, and you can smell something, but you don't know what it is because you forgot about the new bin, and that's the song, like, equals that kind of level of filth.
Yo, this song is more filthy than like going outside and just like rolling around in dirt and then coming inside and you getting dirt on the furniture, and whoever else is in the house is mad. This dirt, they're like, where'd this dirt come from? This is filthy. And you're just like, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The song is filthier than like coming back from like, taking the subway and then coming home, washing your hands before you eat like chips with your hands, and then you wash your hands, and then you grab your phone to pick a YouTube video, you put it down, and with that same hand you eat the chips. It's like basically rendering the whole washing of hands fucking useless because you haven't cleaned your phone. Disgusting.
This song is filthier than the average college male's dorm, but that's actually not fair to say because there's a lot of college males that are neat and tidy, neat freaks, if you will, but we're gonna make that assumption that all that the generalization that all college aged males are dirty and filthy, just like this song that goes bwah, bwah. Listen to that bass is pumping. It's pumping.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts, man. It was really good. So guys, welcome back to the We Don't Suck podcast, episode 38. Bill, why is that your favorite position?
I just got, my wife is dead, and this reminds me of her.
How does it work?
Different. You look different, buddy.
You look different, man. You look fucking spicy, man.
You get a haircut?
No, I just took my hat off.
Okay. Well, I was wrong.
If you're not just listening to this, but you're actually on our YouTube channel, you will notice something different. First of all, the channel's name has been changed to Chibi Chubby. The podcast title remains the same. And our general structure when it comes to the podcast will be the same. But the art is different. So up until this episode, the artist behind the character designs was Dawn. He's incredibly talented. Definitely go follow him.
I'll kiss him.
He makes all the thumbnail art and the character art for Super Mega. And he's a good guy, good friend, very talented individual. And so we decided, get the fuck out of here with that guy. And
Yeah. It was going so well. So we just said, fuck off, dude.
hit the road. So what happened was we've been thinking about doing more content on this channel in general for a while, because for the most part, we've been dedicating this channel to our podcast. We sometimes put up the tapes on here and like of different music that we release and everything kind of in between. But it's mostly been dedicated to the podcast. And we're at a point where we wanted to grow our brand. And by grow our brand, I mean just do more stuff that we like on this channel. And the problem with having the name We Don't Suck is that YouTube actually automatically demonetizes the word suck, like videos that use the word suck in their description, title, etc. We were recently featured on the Super Megas. Let's start that again. We were recently on the Super Mega YouTube channel. We did like a series of Let's Play videos with them playing Mario Golf, but we also did our second appearance on their podcast. And as soon as the video was uploaded, they got demonetized. And it seems that it's most likely due to the fact that the word suck was included in the metadata. And so, of course, we could just create an acronym or something, right, for our channel and move on like that. But I'm not a big fan of acronyms. I kind of want to see the full title. And we saw this as an opportunity to do something more with the channel, to really rebrand everything and almost kind of start afresh. So that's what we're doing now. We are now Chibi Chubby, the YouTube channel. The podcast is still We Don't Suck. It's one of the multiple shows that we intend to have on this channel. It's still going to be released ideally every Wednesday. It'll be a weekly podcast with some minor changes to the podcast itself. So the audio and everything, the way it sounds, is going to be mostly indiscernible in terms of the previous episodes, and the episodes going forward are more or less going to sound the same. But visually, if you're on YouTube, you'll see that the character designs have been updated. We've gone with a completely new look. We're now working with the incredible Sharky.
Yay, Sharky. Yo, everybody check out Sharky.
Check out Sharky.
Give him a hand.
Give him a hand. I put Sharky's Twitter and such stuff in the description below the video. So go check that out and make sure to support the incredibly talented Sharky.
Give him a kiss.
Give him a kiss. So that's the podcast is going to be more or less the same. As I said, the characters are going to change. We're also going to cut down on the amount of editing we do in terms of video editing for the podcast. Now, the reason we're going to do this is to allow us more time to create more of other content for the channel in general. Because as I said, we don't want to just do podcasts going forward. We're actually exploring a schedule that involves daily uploads. Now, what kind of content are we going to be uploading? You're going to have to see. If you're listening to this podcast, like from some time in the future, you're pretty aware of what the content is. But for the time being, I don't want to spoil anything. Let's just say that there's lots of stuff that we like to do. We enjoy doing these podcasts, so we'll resume doing the podcast. We love making music. That's our bread and butter. We'll continue doing music. We love anime, so maybe there's some sort of way we can explore our love for anime on this channel. We love playing games.
Anime reviews.
That's right. We love playing games, so video game reviews.
So we become a review channel.
Yeah, and hip-hop reviews and podcast reviews. That's all we're doing. So yeah, stick around.
Yeah, we're actually stopping the podcast and we're just going to review past episodes of our own podcast.
Yeah, actually from tomorrow onwards, we're going to start uploading new videos outside of the podcast. So Wednesdays are still going to be dedicated to the podcast. We're probably going to do one video per day, and Wednesdays are going to still hold that podcast slot. But for everything else, you're just going to have to wait and see. We hope you guys like it. We've been having a lot of fun. We've been recording now for a week or two, various material for you, and we've been having a blast. And that's basically what we want our channel to be. At the moment, it's virtually unmonetizable, and that's okay. You know, for the time being, we're just trying to find ourselves. We really want this YouTube channel to find its identity. And
what you just said.
And so that's what we're gonna try to do. It's gonna be a playground for us to do all the kind of fuck shit that we enjoy doing, we've always wanted to do, or that we always do anyway, but we've never been putting it up on YouTube, right? So
yeah, I think that the average fan of our podcast will enjoy, or hopefully will enjoy, the content that we've been working on. It's definitely in the same vein, you know. I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of knitting videos because,
of course,
I've been actually looking through our like Twitter and YouTube analytics, and it's like top like knitting is the number one, and number two, dog killing.
So we're gonna have to figure out how we can like fuse those two, and make sure that we give you guys nothing but the best. So we just wanted to say thank you guys for supporting us up until now. It's been fun, and we just want to get a little rowdier, and that's it. And we hope you guys are along for the ride.
We just try to have a couple appletinis and just turn up, make an embarrassment of ourselves at the bar. You know, that's what we're trying to do in front of you guys.
Preach.
Just bring it in, brother. Just come on, just give me a sloppy hug, you know? What is a sloppy hug? If we're going to be real, like, is that just like a sweaty hug?
It's like, yeah, I guess like clammy hands, and like, I imagine if like, let's say like two people are shirtless and they try to give each other hugs, but they're both like sweaty and their hands are clammy, and they're like, they try to wrap their arms around each other, but they like slide downwards, and they're like, oh, and they trip over and they fall into their own feces because they had their own feces on the floor. And
keep going, dude. Keep going. I'm into this.
And then they start like, like they keep rolling down a hill because they were standing on a hill, and they start sliding down a hill of their own feces, and this sort of become
rolling.
They become like a Katamari kind of thing, and that just starts picking up more and more stuff with the sticking power of their feces.
Yeah, keep going.
And then by the time they get to the bottom of the hill that they keep sliding down on, it's like 100 feet diameter Katamari, and it's just devastating, and it's destroying houses and killing humans and dogs, lots of dogs, just murdering, just incredible amount of dogs. They just all keep dying.
There's like actually a shortage of dogs after this moment.
There's just a shortage of dogs, and then but because it's like it's so big and that hill was so crazy, the slope angle was just right, the momentum just don't stop. Like it keeps rolling and rolling until it hits another slope.
Yeah.
And then by the time it gets to the bottom of that slope, its gravitational pull is so strong it doesn't even need to roll to like attract things. Everything just starts like the moon changes its trajectory, and then oh my god. And I mean I could keep going, but essence, in a nutshell, that's what a sloppy hug is. In a nutshell.
I'm really digging this.
Okay, so now at this point, the moon crashes into the side of the Katamari feces ball. And now you're on a trajectory towards the sun. You haven't caught a fixed orbit just yet. And as you're about to finally lock into an orbit, a massive asteroid hits you.
Right.
And the Katamari ball kind of splits into multiple parts, but they're all still quite massive and larger than Earth once was.
Right.
And they split off into directions. One kind of just shoots off into the sun and kind of dissipates. And the other half, it just kind of floats and floats, and it takes millions of years before it gets out of our solar system and gets picked up by another system and it starts orbiting like I don't know what they're called, but like a dual star system,
Right.
and it finds a nice fixed orbit where it's not affected by anything else, and actually just happens to be like in the Goldilocks zone. So like all the water and everything that is collected. And all the bacteria from the feces, the people and the dogs. There's lots of dead dog bacteria.
Dog bones.
Dog bones. They've been frozen for millions of years, but now they're unfrozen, and the bacteria can still thrive because again now it's a planet within the Goldilocks zone, and it takes a long time for like life to really begin blossoming in the way that we're accustomed to, but it happens over time and it becomes its own, thing and with its own path. And then eventually, it gives birth to a new form of humans. And at some point, they keep evolving. And once they hit that point in their evolution when two people partake in a sloppy hug, it just all goes downhill again, and it breaks off and then creates another world. Yeah, and that's the cycle, dude.
So basically what you're saying is that we're all born from sloppy hugs and we all die from sloppy hugs.
Yeah, so next time your kids ask you, hey, how are babies made? Sloppy hugs.
I'd like to think that there's a realm where like the sloppy hug births a giant Katamari asteroid planet that's just it's hurled through space at speeds we've never seen before. And as it enters another solar system, another one of equal size is also being hurled at the same, because life imitates art or something. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, so
the duality of man.
Right, the duality of man. And then they both hit with impact so great that it causes a black hole, ripping a tear in our universe, creating a multiverse. A multiverse where everything is the exact same.
Or maybe tearing a rip.
And it keeps tearing them rips, brother. Ripping them threads, the fibers that are the universe. And it just keeps on just keeping on, Anyway, so buy my folk album.
Please don't stop. Oh, hey, actually, you reminded me of something.
Tell me.
Remember we did that episode not too long ago, episode 36, Pucas and Bernacle? Yeah, well, we asked the good old listeners of the podcast to suggest some of their own made-up disgusting words.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
And we would go through and review them.
I forgot all about it.
Why don't we just boot up the goo, the good old YouTube.
Boot up the goo.
Boot up the goo, and
That's
let's
what I
get
call
going.
jacking off, is booting the goo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like literally 10 years old.
So go. Let's go on that video. Go into comments.
I've got it opened up. I'm 2 steps ahead of you.
Go into newest first, and let's go one by one, and sort of review them. You start. I do one. You do one. I do one. You do one. I do one. But we both review them.
Okay, excellent. I'm looking through. I'm gonna do the newest first.
Let's start with the newest first.
Okay, our good friend Jacob Strobel says pittle.
Piddle.
Piddle. That's a word. I always think of that. It makes me think of like a little dog, like a pitter patter, but it's piddling, but it's also like pissing at the same time. That's what it makes me think.
Piddle to me makes me think like if Skittles were really big and they had a pit, right? The little pits would be called piddles. You know what I mean?
like the pit of the Skittle. The pit of the skit.
Yeah, it's like, oh, careful, don't swallow the pit. The piddle, the Skittle piddle.
Yeah.
So yeah, not bad. I wouldn't say it's that gross. Out of 10.
Well, piddle makes me just think of like you're pissing, but it's just like a little bit. Like you piddled.
Okay, so I give it a 2. I give it a 2 out of 10 in terms of grossness. It's not a bad word.
It's kind of cute sounding.
It is kind of cute, So, yeah, that gets a 2. So the next suggestion is from No End. He's got avatar of a dabbing Squidward. So
excellent.
you know his opinion, or their opinion is going to be quite something. Schmeatloaf. Schmeatloaf.
What are your thoughts on Schmeatloaf?
Whenever you add and especially if you then succeed it with an M, it already just sounds gross. You know, schm sounds kind of gross.
Yeah. Schm.
Meat is gross, loaf is gross, but then Schmeatloaf all combined together just sounds like something I hear being yelled at me in Brooklyn across the street.
Hey, listen here, you Schmeatloaf.
Hey, Schmeatloaf. So I'm gonna give it a 5.
I actually give it like a 4, and here's why. Because like although it does sound like gross if you say it like Schmeatloaf,
Yeah.
right? It sounds pretty gross. But like it does remind me of like something that someone who eats a lot of Totino's pizza rolls would call meatloaf jokingly. They'd be like, "Hey, oh my, put on some Schmeatloaf."
Yeah,
You know? And it's kind of like,
yeah.
it's kind of funny. So it takes off a little edge for me.
You know, if it was just Schmeat, I think it would be grosser.
Yeah, Schmeat. Like, oh yeah, she's sucking my Schmeat.
Oh, she loves my Schmeat. Yeah, for
She
sure.
loves my Schmeat. Sounds so gross. That's
So-
like a 7 for me. Schmeat.
Schmeat would be a 7 or an 8 for me, but Schmeatloaf, you're right, 4, maybe 5.
From our good friend Bread Burb, Gigura, or perhaps Gigura, maybe Gigura, Gigura. Bread Burb says Gigura. Gigura.
Gigura doesn't sound bad. If it was Jaigura or
Jaigura.
Jaigura
All
sounds
of these
grosser.
just sound like kaiju names. Like it's like
Yeah.
Godzilla is fighting Gigura.
Or like a villain in Earthbound.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I like Gigura or
I like
Gigura.
Gigura.
I even like Gaigura. Like I like it. It's a good word. I give it on the offensiveness scale, I would give it a 0. I am not at all offended by it, and I like it, and I would use it.
Yep, same here. So,
Yeah.
good word. Good
I
word.
like the word though, so I give it an 8 out of 10 in terms of like the pleasure of saying it. Gigura. You have
Yeah.
to say it like that though.
Next one comes from Ryan Christopher. Never trust a person
Looking
with both
at you,
first
Tucker
names.
Brothers.
My word is borch. They wrote borch. It reminds me of borscht, or also as a lot of you Americans call it borscht,
Yeah.
which is actually, I like borscht, you know. I think it's good. It's beetroot soup. I'm vegetarian though.
I've never had it.
It's pretty chill. I mean, you gotta throw a bunch of spices in there and everything in my opinion, to make it like, to really bring the flavors out. But it's pretty good. As for borch, I don't know. I feel like I've seen borch somewhere. It sounds like it could be kitchen appliance company or something. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it could be funny depending on the context, though. Like, hey, are you on the porch? No, I'm on the borch. You know?
You know what? Yeah, it's like just the blood porch. The
Yeah.
borch.
Yeah.
No, you know what it makes me think of? It makes me think of someone who like sells honey, but they don't call it honey. Like it'd be like Borch's bee butt juice.
Yeah. So I don't feel offended at all, though.
Yeah, and I also think that it sounds like something that like a scene kid would say instead of saying bitch in 2010. They'd be like, listen here, Borch. You know, because
Get out
they'd
my
be
way,
just scene
Borch.
kids are just the worst fucking people.
That sounds pretty
Just
funny.
playing, like they were all right, but it was like the worst time on the internet for like lingo.
Dude, don't make me fucking nuzzle.
Dude, rawr, dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Okay, next word.
I like saying dinosaur instead of dinosaur.
Oh, dude, don't talk to me like that.
Okay, this is from Hi, like
Okay.
Hi. Hi. They say, "Hi, Bill and Rev. Your podcast is really great. My weird word is jordle.
First of all, thank you.
Jortel.
Second of all, gross. Jordal.
Jordle.
It's like, it sounds like jorts.
It's like chortle. It's like two words that I don't like: chortle and jorts.
Or, yeah, I feel like it's like if you're yodeling whilst wearing jorts, you're jordling.
Yeah, he's jortling. I don't know what that accent was about right now.
He's jortling.
I'm entirely sure where that came from. He is jortling.
Yeah, definitely. So
Hey, Susie.
I don't
he's
like
jortling.
I don't like jorts, so I don't hate them though, right? I don't hate them.
What do you got against jorts?
I just feel like only inferior humans wear them. No, but in all seriousness,
If our main man Guy Fieri can wear them, anyone can fucking wear them.
you're right. But Jordal, something about it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. I'm gonna give it a 5, maybe a 6 even.
Yeah, I'm actually the same. I'm in the same boat on that. Let's see here.
Okay, so the next one comes from Duck OD. That's Duck with 2 C's. Good one, dude.
Like a thick duck.
Yeah. And so they say gleek. So
That's a great word.
this one, I'd let you. I want your thoughts on this because you talk about Glico mode all the time and stuff. So please break it down for me. Oh yeah.
Okay, this actually I had an old roommate and we used to like just smoke weed all the time and like make up dumbass slang that like would never be used.
Right.
And Gleek was one of them actually. That's where Glico mode came from. It was just like Gleek was like the noun.
Right.
But there was like no real, like, that's a Gleek, but we didn't know what it was. And it'd be like, yo, that's real Gleeky, my guy. Like, Gleeky would be of a Gleek,
Right,
or
yeah.
like Glico mode would be like he's going full Gleek, So,
Right.
So Gleek. And another one was, cleash. That's one that I still use. It's like that's weed, but it's like a joint. Like pass the cleash.
But that's the thing. See, I'm so used to that one because you were saying it around me so much. Even I started saying it around.
Yeah, it's what it comes from.
No.
The UFC fighter Klitschko.
Oh, that makes sense. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because he was like, we smoke it on that strong, that Klitschko, and I was like, yeah, and he was like that cliche, and it just kind of like stuck.
That's
Like,
funny. That's pretty funny.
yeah, we had so much like dumbass slang, but those are the Gleek, Gleeko, and Koki. That's another one. Koki. It's like
Koki's
one that we use. Yeah.
so Gleek, I would give Gleek 0 just because I love Gleek.
I love Gleek. Yeah, it's a great one. Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack yours, but it just means a lot to me. Okay.
No, I understand. I wanted you to have that one because the first time I ever heard of that word, it came out of your mouth.
I want you to have used mops one. I want you to have that one.
Okay, what's the word?
It's right underneath it. Can you see it? It's right underneath Duck OG.
Yeah, but read it out because I read out the previous one. You can read it out. Come on, go for
I'm
it.
sorry. I don't know how to read it out. Okay. Is that an L?
Yes.
That has to be an L.
It is.
Okay. Used mop says, my weird word is Kurglum.
See, I thought it's Kurglum.
Kurglum. I like
Kurglum.
I think Kurglum sounds worse.
Kurglum sounds a little worse, but Kurglum. Kurgle
Sounds worse than Kurglum.
Kurgle sounds worse, yeah. So again, it's another case of like, maybe you need to strip some of the unnecessary letters. You got to do the whole like, Rick Rubin on working with LL Cool J type thing where you take away some of the elements to accentuate the existing strong ones. Kurglum would get a 2 and Kurgle would get a 8.
I just realized what it is. It's not Kurglum. I realized what it is. It's a combination of curdle and phlegm. It's like curl.
Curl. It's curl. Yeah, curl.
That's even worse.
Okay, never mind. Curl gets a 9 from me. That sounds disgusting. Curl.
It took me forever to figure out what they were doing, but I finally get it. I thought they were just
that
like...
makes a good job.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Definitely. I wouldn't have got that unless Bill broke it down for me.
Yes.
So, okay, well, let's go to the next one. Let's see. I mean, this is not a word. This is like an existing thing, but we can still like read this one. Broken steel with 3s for ease. Ted Nugent sounds like a fungal growth that only grows on pubes. Agreed.
Yeah, big facts. Ted Nugent actually is a fungal growth that only grows on pubes, if we're going to be real.
Yeah.
I got the Nuge in me.
Let's go to Leo Ronan.
Okay, this is also a word that already exists, but I agree with it, so I'm going to say it. Fecund is pretty skin-crawlingly gross sounding. says Leo Ronan. Probably the worst word to describe your wife when trying to have a baby, although it would hopefully be accurate. Fecund means like fertile, right?
I guess so.
Fertile.
Fertile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it sounds pretty gross. Yes, my wife's looking pretty fecund.
Yeah, dude. Yo, like someone's like, oh, she's full of life. And I'm just like, yeah, she's fecund as fuck.
Dude, her fecund is second to none.
Yo, bitch got that second fecund.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
That's a bar.
Okay, let's try to find a word that doesn't actually exist.
This dude says impful.
That sounds pretty stupid.
It's so hard to say. Impful. Like,
yeah.
Impful.
They also said scaunt. Is that a real word, though?
I think scaunt and impful are both real words.
Yeah, sorry. We're going to have to skip those.
Hey, Tony in the back. Can you Google scaunt for me? Sure, buddy. Wow, Tony, you looking good, Tony. I'm going to fuck you later, Tony. Okay, scaunt in the Urban Dictionary pops
It's crazy how how Tony sounds so much like you, just a higher register.
We're related.
Oh, God.
It's Kill Tony.
Hashtag just South Carolina things.
All right, so like scaunt is on Urban Dictionary is pussy, aka cunt, just pronounced with an S.
What?
So it says your mother's scaunt. That was in 2003, July 26th. Damn, we're nearing the anniversary of that.
That's a rough year.
Rough year.
Get Rich or Die Trying playing on the radio waves.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the second 50 Cent album isn't even out yet, is it?
No, it's been like half a year or a year since Get Rich or Die Trying came out. You know, it's people make adding scaunt to the Urban Dictionary. Things ain't looking too good.
Everybody's just like really fucking partying hard to some Scott Storch.
Yeah. 9/11 happened just a couple of years back, and so like people don't know no better.
They don't know no better. They're just all going crazy. It was definitely a weird time. Like, if we're gonna be real, 2002 to 2005 were pretty like odd years.
Yeah. Oh, Usher's "Yeah" is being played everywhere you go. You can't escape it.
Yo, I know this like weird fact about that song that I read in a magazine when around that time.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know how like they have like project files for songs, you know?
Yeah.
So the song "Yeah." Mm-hmm. Lil Jon made the beat for that, right? There's also another song called Freak a Leak that was like really super popular at that time by Petey Pablo that was also produced by Lil Jon. And then also My Goodies by Ciara. I don't know why I said Ciara. That's weird. She has that song My Goodies, and all three of those beats, even though they're different beats, are from the same project file. He made them all. They were like variations. They had the same drum lines and everything. And it was just funny to me that they're all like
That's
huge.
crazy. Does that mean it's the same chord?
I think they are. I remember when I was a kid, I had this program. It was like Virtual DJ, but I didn't know Virtual DJ existed. I had this thing called DSS DJ, which was just like a shittier version of it.
Dick sucking slips.
Yeah. It only lets you record in WAV files. Weird, right? Anyway, so they were all the same BPM, and you could literally like play them all at the same time. And if you like adjusted the levels just right, it would sound like they were all like in the same, you know, the same song.
That's amazing. Shouts out to Lil Jon. You know, in all honesty, he's done some incredible things and very inspiring, just creator in general.
I mean, it's just weird. Like that, those were all like top 10 songs, and they all came from one project file. It's really weird.
I mean, yeah, Crunk was the wave.
Yeah. And I'm not even like ironically saying that. Like Lil Jon was like actually like a really dope producer. There's like a bet.
Oh, I'm not being ironic either. Like I really respect Lil Jon a lot. I know there was a point in time when a lot of people within, you know, like underground hip hop and like backpackers were like, oh, this is the death of hip hop right here, you know? But in all honesty, I think it's like Get Low is still a good ass song. Show me other songs from 16, 17 years ago that hit as hard.
Still
I
slap,
feel like
yeah.
I feel like even in the club, comparatively now, it just doesn't slap as hard. It kind of actually is a bit weak.
Yeah, I just think it aged poorly. I think that whole like world sound, that whole like Scott Storchy kind of like, I know Dre made that beat, didn't he?
Right, yeah, he did.
Yeah, but it was like that same kind of like vibe was like really popular then. Was like, I say Scott Storch just because it was like he was like the man at the time, but like that like world vibe and beats. I think the only like world vibe beats that like aged well from that time period was like Timbaland shit. Like or maybe like some Neptunes.
But the thing is, like, if you I feel like if you like play Get Low in the club, people would still like vibe to it and be like, oh shit. And if I ask for in the club, that would only be played in like in a white club.
It'd be like a joke. Yeah, it would be like a joke. For some reason, I thought you were about to say like, yeah, like when Get Low, like if they play that in the club, I'm taking my shirt off.
I would. And however, like I can't see in the club being played unironically somewhere outside of like Eastern Europe. No disrespect to Eastern Europe.
Let me tell you some shit, man. When I was DJing weddings for a living a few years ago, there was like legitimately like it would be like the most non-rap listening ass white families would always ask for in the club.
Mm-hmm. Of course they did.
Or like it'd be the same people would be like, play Uptown Funk again.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on Uptown Funk. I like that song, but it was the same people that would be like, yo, play that in the club. And they'd be like a bunch of like really awkward, like white women be like, go shawty, it's your birthday. And it'd be like all like offbeat and shit.
Yeah.
It was like
what's
best.
weird? Because back then, I remember sometimes they would play Eminem in the club, like in 2004, 2005. That's when,
oh yeah,
that's when I used to sneak out into the clubs, and like thinking back, like, can you think of a single Eminem record that would sound good in a club setting? I'm not disrespecting Eminem. He absolutely is a genius at his craft and very respectable MC, very technical. He's made some amazing songs. He's made some tremendously horrible songs, but he's got a legacy, right?
Yeah.
However, I don't think he's really ever, maybe like a feature on that Akon song, Smack That. That could maybe like be okay, be passable.
I don't think that necessarily like Eminem himself wouldn't sound good in the club, because I think like there's a bunch of songs that he's featured on that would sound good in the club.
Yeah.
I just think that like the type of music that he made, especially like the dancier stuff, was kind of corny on purpose, I feel like. And because it was almost like lampooning. I mean, it was lampooning like pop music. So it would be real silly. It was goofy back then, but now it's like even goofier now, because like all of those references don't carry over to like pop culture of today. Like, so like I don't want to be like listening to a song talking about Jessica Simpson like now.
Yeah, it was very much a zeitgeist of its time. Like, I remember Without Me being in the club, and now just thinking about it, if that ever came up in the club now, imagine being in a strip club and Without Me comes on.
Yeah, it's so
like,
weird.
I'm picking up all my money and walking out.
I would say the best verse from him, and it's not even a best verse, but it's a verse that on a song that would be in the club, would be like the Lil Jon remix of Lean Back.
Oh, with
he has
Mason.
a verse on that. Yeah, that one. I mean, I could see that being played. I mean, it'd be kind of corny still, but like that's like the one that I think would like hold up the best out of everything.
Yeah. I feel like Smack That would still hold up better, just because Smack That, for some reason, I could see that being played in the club and people still being like, oh, I remember this one.
I mean, I think that either or, it's going to be like a certain vibe, but all those people are going to be like non-rap listeners.
What would be the worst?
You know what I mean?
What would be the worst Eminem song in the club? I'm thinking like,
I mean,
I'm a soldier.
like Yellow Brick Road or some shit. Like,
Until I collapse, I'm spilling these raps. Long as you feel them, like in the club setting, I'd be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
No, that shit would actually kind of slap if it was in the right setting. That one would actually kind of slap, I think.
Right setting, yes. In the right setting, in a trailer, I feel like a trailer like for a movie or a video game would be good. But
yeah,
what would be
already been.
What would be even worse though for like the club? What's the worst song? I mean,
I just imagine it being something that's like real, like Haley's song or something would be real weird.
Kim.
Kim,
If
yeah.
Kim came on in the club, that's the worst one, where he's like screaming at her and killing her throughout the song. Yeah, that would,
We'll see, like,
everybody just sitting at the club.
you know what I think the worst song that was like designed to be a dance song?
What?
What is that song where he's like, da doing, doing, doing? That song.
Is it the one with Nate Dogg?
No. It's the one off of Encore. And it's
Doing. Where he does that accent.
yeah, it's really bad. Like, it's like really fucking bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Pretty much anything like off of like Encore would be really bad in the club. Like Big Weenie would be bad. That'd be really bad.
I thought of another one that would sound good maybe in the club potentially.
What?
I forgot how it goes, but it's the one with the bottles and such, with Dre and 50 Cent off of Relapse.
Yeah. That's a good one. That would definitely be the one in the club. Yeah. Crack a bottle. Yeah.
Oh, so crack a bottle, let your body waddle. Yeah, that one could sound good. But yeah, I like to imagine Kim being played in the strip club. I'm just like sitting there, like everybody's avoiding eye contact with one another, just like
it's just like women are sitting there stripping to a song about like abuse on a woman and like murdering a woman, and they're just like sitting there like wide-eyed, like scared as fuck. Like what?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It was definitely a time period in music that I just don't think a lot of it aged that well, but then I think there's definitely some gems in there. That,
for sure.
You know.
Well, next word is from Zito Arias. Their word is patrizally.
I don't like that a bit.
Patrizally. It sounds like a YouTube channel.
It makes me mad. Like just hearing it.
It makes me want to start swinging. I can't explain.
He's lost it. Yo, call the people. Yeah, no, I don't know, brother. I just don't know. Patrizally. Yeah, dude, it's not like a gross word. It just makes me mad.
Yeah, it doesn't sound gross. I'll give it a 0 for grossness, but in terms of the mad factor, I would give it like a... For me, I'm not as like triggerable as Bill, so I'd give it a 4. It makes me want to slap... Yeah, it makes me just want to slap someone maybe at best. For Bill, I think he's definitely pulling out the chainsaw.
My dog is barking, so I'm scared my dog. Lucky the Chihuahuas in there like...
I love Lucky. So what about the next word, Bill?
Okay, I actually lost the place. Where are you at? You said you're at...
I was at Patrizli.
Okay, Science Ranger just comments simply... Shirtlebrooks.
That sounds like some sort of like... It sounds like it could have been a currency in a Fortnite competitor game.
Yeah. It's like Shirtlebrooks.
Dude, I just bought like 100 Shirtlebrooks.
Yeah.
Because they had that discount, so it only cost like half of my mom's salary.
I think Shirtlebrooks sounds like if there was like a Fortnite clone game, like a battle royale game, but it had wizards.
But
you Shirtlebrooks.
It's just the X though. Brooks.
Brooks. It's like bruh, but just worse.
Oh, dude, let's look at the next one. Carrot Ninja says rap. Okay, so in the next one.
Where are you? Dude, are you Titty Man from Final Fantasy X?
Yeah, dude, I put my hands on my waist, threw my head back, and luckily I'm just at the beach right now, actually, coincidentally. So, anyway, let's look for a real made-up word that's gross. Let's see.
I got one right here. I skipped around a little bit, but Ripper Tear commented, here's a word to think about. Not necessarily a bad one, but one to get y'all's opinions on. Fish as a plural of fish, pronounced as though with a Y, like in sci-fi. So, fish?
Never heard of that.
Fish? Fish. So instead of saying fishes or fish, so it'd just be like, but it's spelled the same, but it's just like, oh, like you have one fish, five fish.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, it's almost spelled the same. It's got the little accent on the I.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, good eye.
Yeah, because you're blind.
Yeah, no, I am.
Oh, dude, good eye. That's a nice accent, Australian accent. Good day to you, too. Yeah, fish sounds fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, it's fun. I think I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
It makes me want to be violent against myself. Yeah, it's not gross. It's just stupid. And the thing is, I like fi. I like sci-fi. I love Five Dog. R.I.P. But fish, that makes me want to. I don't know. It sounds Scandinavian, but like not in a good way.
Hindergindergurgen. We're gonna go get some fish.
Oh, Bill, I'm glad you're the racist one out of us. Let's see.
Dude, fuck Scandinavians, bro. like all of our listeners drop because they're all Scandinavian.
They have exclusively Scandinavian listeners. So yeah, I would say that I would give that like fucking 3.
Yeah, I give it I just don't like it. I don't like it that much out of 10. But I do want to say you were like, yeah, I like Fife Dog, and I just thought about if Fife Dog was an alien, his name would be Fife Dog.
Dude. And if he was like in the ocean, he'd be Fish Dog.
Yo, dude, I'm about to fucking end it all.
All right, so Poopy Boy says, "Cump."
Thanks, Poopy Boy.
Thanks, Poopy Boy.
You know what cump makes me think of? It makes me think like the equivalent of like coming as to like taking a dump. Like, oh, I gotta take a cump.
Yeah, you're right. It's like you have to take it. It's not even like, oh shit, I'm just randomly randomly.
A cump
I'm
is
feeling
like you're not like jacking off for pleasure. You're just like, you can't sleep and you want to get sleepy.
Yeah,
and
you just
taking a
you basically cump and dump. You pump, then cump and dump. All right, next word, Bill.
Foxybot says turnungler. I love that shit. I love that shit. That's a great word.
I also love how the N is randomly like capitalized. Like I
thought it was like a Ted Nugent reference for a second.
For a second, yeah, me too. Turnunglered.
Can we can we just as a culture, as a people, stop saying Ted Nugent and start calling him Turnungler?
Yes, please. Petition. Can somebody start a petition? We just need 10 signatures, and then he has to officially change his name.
It's like Tur is his first name, then Nungler is his last name. It's Turnungler.
Dude, that's great.
Good guy.
Yeah, good guy. Sean Jaco says, fake word time, jarshal.
It sounds like something Jack Black would make up.
Jarshal. Give me an example.
Like he just come in and be like, let's get Jables with their jarshals.
Yeah.
I like Jablin.
I like Jablin. I like jarshal is nice.
Don't like jarshal that much.
I think jarshal is okay. I just don't think it's that gross.
No, it's not at all. I'd say it's an inoffensive word. I just think it's, it's not my favorite. I wouldn't pick it out of a lineup and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be jarshaling tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, jarshal's better if you say it instead of saying jostle.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're really jarshaling the boat.
Dude, Moon Statue's got a good word. You should read it.
Oh, yeah. Here, Moon Statue says, yo, when I was like 9, me and my friend weren't allowed to say penis, so we said winky majig. I think it's majig, maghig.
I think majig is right. For some reason in my head, I read it as magic.
Winky magic.
Dude, pull out the winky magic.
I think winky majig is probably, it just sounds like something. That's not even a made up word though. Majig. That's a thing
Yeah,
that exists.
that's a thing. And
I think.
Winkies is a thing.
I'm gonna do
because
another one. That one's not hitting for me.
It's because your wiener has like urethra, and sometimes like when it's really happy, it winks at you. So that's why you call it a winky majig. If anything, it's just pure logic. It doesn't infuriate me, piss me off, disgust me, or make me horny. So it gets a 0. But thank you for suggesting it because it brought about a lot of happy memories. Go ahead, Bill.
Tight. Okay, so Sam is in the shadows says, here are my 2 wonderful words. Oh, I got a twofer.
Ooh.
Wait, you do this one. I read the last one.
Oh, okay. But you said it didn't count. So you're like, oh, that doesn't count. Give me more.
Sorry, I don't believe in sleep anymore, so I'm just kind of like running on caffeine right now, and so my brain isn't exactly the best.
By
in
caffeine,
the world.
you mean DMT.
Yes. My dogs are freaking out because they heard DMT and they're triggered and they want some. Okay. Here are my 2 wonderful words, says Sam is in the shadows. I'm scared by that name. Schnarkus. Let's just analyze Schnarkus for a second.
Okay.
Before we get to anything else. Let's unpack this one, Schnarkus. What do you think?
It makes me think of snarky, like, oh, that's a snark remark. And then like snark, and then schnarkus, it's like, oh, dude, schnarkus definitely sounds like a part of your body that if somebody else touches without permission, you could report them.
Yes.
Dude, he grabbed my schnarkus.
I also think it sounds like something like a white girl in a 90s movie would call a boy. Like, she'd be like, yo, listen here, Schnarkus. You know?
And she'd have to be like 14, and she's kind of cool, but she's pissed off.
Yeah, and he's like a little bit younger, and he thinks that she's cool, but she thinks that he's lame, but she like secretly thinks he's pretty cool.
I feel like Asuka would say Schnarkus. You call somebody a Schnarkus, maybe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up, dogs. I'm going to kill everyone. Can murder you all.
That next word, like the second word that they suggest, I think is worse, though.
Yes. Would you like to take the reins on this one, or would you like me to?
Go for it, because, it's your combo.
Yeah, you're right. Pusculent.
Gross. I feel like it could be real.
Yeah.
Because it makes you think of something that's full of pus. And pus is disgusting. So pusculent, because of the U after the S's, pusculent sounds disgusting. I give it a 9.
Yeah, it does. Like, pusculent. You're such a pusculent young boy. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like what Voldemort would call somebody pusculent.
A pusculent infant.
You pusculent child.
Infant, impudent human, snarkus bitch.
Those dogs definitely want DMT.
Dude, Speckles, Lucky, come here. Let me feed you of the
Teat.
the teat. Feed you of the teat. The DMT. All right, after you, buddy.
Okay.
Shut up! Fucking kill you.
Dude.
You're nothing. Talentless hack. Sorry, I had to give my my dogs a stern talking to.
You know what? I think we have more words, but just not enough time for all of them. So I'm gonna scroll down and pick one, and you should scroll down and pick one too.
Excellent. Good idea.
I've got one.
Go for it.
Borpiz.
God damn it, you took mine.
Yours sincerely, Matum. Shouts out to Matum. Borpiz sounds amazing. I love it. I'm surprised it's not a real word. If you look at it, it just looks like it should be a real word. Borpiz. What would Borpiz be, though?
It'd be like
a porpoise, like another creature like that, but
if YG were a porpoise, it'd be a porpoise.
Yeah, that's what it is. I like that.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I have one from my good friend here. Shibo Atisuto? I can speak it. I know the word.
Shiba Arisudo.
Yeah, that one. The one that you just said. So, okay. There's several comments from this gentleman or lady or anything, any
Anyone who
non-binary.
defies the binary, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, anyone who defies the binary. I don't know much about this human, but I do know.
Or if
like
they're
them.
even human.
You're right. They could be reptilians.
They could be reptilian, or they could, identify as Borpus.
I mean, I do. But anyway, so I'm going to read the one and review it, but I'm also going to read their string of comments after the fact. Okay. So our friend Shibo says, Bloonge.
Ooh.
Bloonge.
Ooh.
It's a good one. It's gross and pretty at the same time somehow.
Bloonge. Yeah, bloonge.
I like to think it's more like a bloonge. Bloonge.
Bloonge. A bloonge.
Like bonjour, me bloonge.
Bloonge. I like to think it's bloonge. Bloonge. Yeah, you're right.
I give it a bloonge out of 10.
Yeah, so do I.
But let me read the whole string here. So Shibo says, scroont, bloonge, spurt. I think he meant to say Solange and slooge.
It looks like baloney, but Solani.
We also have foreskin consuming Billy,
Good word.
poopy poo poo John Stamos, and stupid penid heads and penids. That's it.
These are all very good, and honestly, I can't wait for them to be added to Merriam-Webster.
And yeah, I can't wait to see stupid penid heads in Merriam-Webster.
Yo, I have to say, you guys outdid yourselves. You came up with words that infuriated us.
Ah!
You came up with words that made us depressed.
Ah! I'm sad.
You came up with words that turned us on. And you said words, you made up words that disgusted us.
Truly, y'all are some fucking degenerates.
And some were cute. So thank you guys for participating in our little game. And
Let's never do this again.
never
you
do
know?
this again. Just
Never.
please. God damn. What the fuck were we thinking?
I'm calling off the podcast now.
I'm calling it off.
Yo, Rav. Oh, he's dead. Fuck, dude. Rav's dead. What am I gonna do? I got it. Okay. I'm gonna do a musical number to keep you guys distracted from his now untimely death. All right. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my bedtime gal. I used to think he said bedtime gal instead of ragtime gal. Oh, Rav, you're alive.
I was brought back to this earth for the 713th time.
Quick, kill him.